Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about disk scheduling in operating system. Actually, disk scheduling is a technique जिसके through we can better optimize the usage of the available storage space so that maximum throughput of the system can be achieved and efficiency of the system gets improved. So today we will be discussing about the disk scheduling, and in the later video we will be discussing about various algorithms that are used for scheduling of the disk. So before going about disk scheduling, we will first know about the layers of the input output system in user space. So basically there is a hardware system which actually performs the input output system operation, and above the hardware the layer is interrupt handlers. These interrupt handlers are used to wake up the device drivers when a particular input or output operation gets completed. After that there comes device drivers. These are used to set up device registers for the status of particular input and output operation. And then comes device independent software. Device independent software are basically used for naming, protection, blocking, buffering, and allocation mechanisms that are used by the system. Then comes user processes. These are the processes that are under execution by the CPU and which makes a request for particular input or output operation to be performed. That means they make input output calls, format the input and output, and also they are used for spooling. That is a kind of buffer that is used during the I/O operations. Then comes disk scheduling. See, at runtime, input-output requests for disk tracks come from the processes. Obviously, when processes are under execution, they make the request for a particular input or output operation to be performed. And for that, operating system has to choose a particular sequence, a particular order to serve the requests made by the processes for particular I/O operations. For example, as you can see in the diagram, process A reads tracks 2 and 5, process B reads tracks 3 and 5, and process C reads tracks 8 and 4. These are the requests made by the processes A, B and C. So these requests goes to the operating system. The task of the operating system is to read these tracks, that is track 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 from the disk, from the permanent storage that is connected to the system. And for that, because different processes are making random requests to the operating system, the operating system has to manage these requests so that it can effectively serve all the requests well in time with optimal throughput generated in the system. So when the operating system is going to fulfill the requests made by the processes, the operating system has to access the disk resources, the disk storage locations at which the particular requested input output operation is to be performed. And for that, a main key concept comes, that is access time. So what is access time? Access time is actually the total time that is used or that is taken by the operating system to perform a particular IO operation request. That is, the access time is the combination of seek time, rotational latency or rotational delay, and data transfer time. Now, what are these three? So first discuss about seek time. Seek time is the time required to move the disk arm to the required track at which the particular IO operation is to be performed by the operating system. इसका मतलब क्या है कि seek time वो है कि from the current location, because the read write heads can be at any location before the request is made by the operating system. So the read write heads need to be moved to that location at which the particular request is to be satisfied, and for that the arm to which the read write heads are connected has to be moved to the desired track at which the data is available requested by operating system. So that is the seek time, total time taken by the read write heads to move from their current location to the desired track at which the data is available. Then comes rotational delay, because as you see, the disk is circular in nature and it revolves. So after the read write heads reach to the required track, particular sector is required to be accessed for the exact location of data. So this is the rotational delay time that is required to rotate the disk to the required sector at which data is actually available. Then comes data transfer time. This is the actual time that is taken by the operating system to perform a particular input or output operation. That means the transmission of data from the selected sector to the uh, process, or from, if it is an output operation, then it is to be stored into the disk at the desired sector. So whatever the time taken for reading or writing, that is actually the data transfer time, the total time taken for the read or the write operation. So these are the three key time durations that are required to formulate the total access time for a particular request of input output operation by the operating system to be processed. Then in scheduling, the order, the sequence that the read write head is moved to satisfy the several input output requests. So this order determines the total seek time taken. Also, it affects the performance of the system, and these IO requests, the operating system cannot change the rotational delay or the transfer time, because these are the time required to reach to the particular location. So these cannot be changed, but the system can try to find a good order, a particular better sequence for the process, so that it spends less time in seeking a particular track. That means seek time can be reduced by optimizing a better order, better sequence by the operating system. But rotational delay and the transfer time cannot be changed. See, a particular situation is if requests are selected randomly. If the operating system selects the requests in a random order, that is not a specific order, then it will be the worst situation for particular operation to be performed in the system. That means it will lead to the worst possible performance by the system. The performance will be worst in this case if the requests are made randomly. So in this scheduling, operating system is basically responsible for using the particular hardware efficiently for disk drives, because it is seeking for a particular input output operation. So for that, it determines having a fast access time and disk bandwidth. That means it leads to the fast access time and fast disk bandwidth if the operating system utilizes the hardware efficiently for particular input output operation to be performed. And as we have discussed, access time has two major components: seek time and rotational latency, that we have discussed earlier. Also, the goal of the disk scheduling is to minimize the seek time, because rotational latency and transfer time cannot be changed. So main target of the system is to minimize the seek time. And what actually seek time is? Seek time is actually equivalent to the seek distance. That means if the distance of travel of the read write heads from its current location is increased, then the time will automatically be increased. And if the distance is short, then time taken will also be reduced or less. So the disk bandwidth is the total number of bytes transferred. What is the disk bandwidth? It is the total number of bytes transferred by the system, and the total time between the first request for service and the completion of the last transfer. That means total time will be the from the first request to the completion of the transmission of data in IO operation. So on completion of this tutorial, we will basically be able to learn about how to select a disk scheduling algorithm, then what are the factors affecting the disk scheduling algorithm, then implementation of disk scheduling algorithm, and then its summary, and the scheduling algorithms that we are using for disk scheduling. These scheduling algorithms we will be discussing in the next video. So first we are discussing about the selection of a disk scheduling algorithm. Given so many algorithms, how do we choose the best one? That means there are so many algorithms for scheduling of a disk, but our motto is to choose that algorithm which results the best in terms of time, in terms of performance. So for that, a general suggestion is to use SSTF, shortest seek time first, is a common and has a natural appeal because it increases performance over FCFS, first come first serve. So this is a general terminology given on the usage criteria, that SSTF is the uh, common option to be chosen for better performance by the system. Also, scan and C-scan perform better for systems that place a heavy load on the disk. If the load is heavy on the disk, then we should go for scan and C-scan algorithms, because these algorithms cause very less chances of starvation problem. As you know, starvation problem is that problem in which a particular disk location is waiting for the read write head to come and perform the operation, but it is desired that it should get the chance by the system, but actually it does not get chance due to the lacking nature of some algorithms. But if we are using scan and cscan algorithm, then it will very less likely be causing the starvation problem. And for a particular list of requests, we can define an optimal order of retrieval, but the computations needed to finding an optimal schedule may not justify the savings over SSTF or scan algorithms. That means we should define an optimal order for retrieval of the data from the disk, either for a read operation or for write operation. But the computations required होती है optimal schedule find out करने के लिए, they can't justify that the uh, performance will definitely be improved if we are using SSTF or scan algorithms over other algorithms. Then what are the factors that are affecting the disk scheduling algorithm? So the first one is, with any scheduling algorithm, performance depends heavily on the number and type of requests. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर सिस्टम के अंदर सिर्फ एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है, अब एक सिंगल रिक्वेस्ट इज देयर, तो चाहे आप FCFS यूज करो, चाहे आप SSTF यूज करो, आप स्कैन यूज करो, आप सी स्कैन लुक यूज करो, आप लुक यूज करो, आप सी लुक यूज करो, any algorithm you use, but if there is a single request, then all will generate the same results in terms of time and the performance. So the scheduling algorithm's performance heavily depends upon the number of requests and what type of requests are made by the system. Also, the request for disk service can be influenced by the file allocation method. For example, a program reading contiguously allocated file will generate several requests that are close together on the disk, which will result in limited head movement. So will generate better results. And a program reading linked or indexed allocated file generates several requests that include blocks scattered over the disk, because that are linked, so they are scattered at different locations that are not contiguous, and if these are not contiguous, so read write heads need to do more movement, and if the movement will be more by the read write heads, the time required by the read write heads will be high, and if the time is high, the performance will be low by the system. So the allocation methods used also influence the performance of the particular scheduling algorithm. The disk scheduling algorithms consider only the seek distances, because we have already discussed कि जो rotational latency है और जो transfer time है, that cannot be changed by the system, but seek time can be changed, and so they consider only the seek distances, because seek time is directly influenced by the seek distance. अगर seek distance ज़्यादा तो seek time भी ज़्यादा, अगर seek distance कम तो seek time भी कम. But for modern disks, the rotational latency can be nearly as large as the average seek time. पर जो मॉडर्न जो डिस्क हैं उनके अंदर जो रोटेशनल लेटेंसी है वो एवरेज सीक टाइम के बराबर ही होती है अप्रोक्सीमेटली. Also, it is difficult for the operating system to schedule for improved rotational latency. because modern disk does not disclose physical location of logical blocks. क्योंकि जो modern locations है, due to the security perspective, logical blocks are hidden, are not disclosed, and if that is not disclosed, so rotational latency है cannot be improved by the system. क्यों? Also in the modern disk, the disk scheduling algorithms जो हैं, these are built into the disk drive itself. These are not applied from the external sources or from the external modules. It is already built into the disk drives. So it also affects the performance of the scheduling algorithms. Also, if the operating system sends a batch of requests to the controller, अगर एक batch of request कंट्रोलर के पास आती है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के द्वारा, तो कंट्रोलर क्यूज देम, तो क्या करता है, एक क्यू यूज करते हैं, उस क्यू के अंदर जितनी भी रिक्वेस्ट आती जाएंगी वो सारी सारी उसके अंदर होल्ड होती जाएंगी क्यू के अंदर, और उसके बाद उस क्यू में से फिर क्या होंगी, उनको रिक्वेस्ट विल बी शेड्यूल्ड, किस लिए, दो चीजों को इंप्रूव करने के लिए. फर्स्ट वन इज सीक टाइम एंड द सेकेंड वन इज द रोटेशनल लेटेंसी. दैट मीन्स सीक टाइम एंड रोटेशनल लेटेंसी, ये दो कंसेप्ट को हम क्या कर सकते हैं, इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं फॉर बेटर परफॉर्मेंस बाय यूजिंग ए पर्टिकुलर क्यू टू होल्ड द रिक्वेस्ट मेड बाय द operating system. If we specifically talk about the batch processing, that means if batches of requests are made by the operating system. Implementation. In implementation, the disk scheduling algorithm should be written as a separate module of the operating system. For implementing a disk scheduling, we should implement the scheduling algorithm as a separate module. Why? Because due to this, if we are required to replace the algorithm with a different one, so it will be an easy process for the system. That's why we should implement the algorithm as a separate module, because replacement becomes easier. Also, either SSTF or look. SSTF is shortest seek time first, or look algorithm is a reasonable choice for the default algorithm. If you are setting a default algorithm for the system, then either you should choose SSTF or you should go for look algorithm for scheduling of the disk. So this is all we have discussed about the selection of the scheduling algorithm. Then what are the various factors that affect the performance of scheduling algorithm, and then we discuss how should we implement the scheduling algorithm so that we can get maximum performance by the system. Now these are the various disk scheduling algorithms which we use for scheduling of the disk in the system. The first one is FIFO, first in first out. It is fair but near random scheduling. It is kind of random scheduling because first in first out means first whatever the disk block comes first will be acquired first by the system, will be read or write by the system first. Then second one is SSTF, shortest seek time first. As the name suggests, shortest seek time first, so it can lead to starvation problem, because always the block with shortest seek time will be treated first. Then scan algorithm, which favors requests for tracks near the ends. If the tracks are near the ends of the disk, then it is much preferred. Then it's a different version is C-scan, that is circular scan. And then comes look and CLOOK algorithms, which avoid arm stickiness that is in the scan or C-scan algorithm is there. That means when a particular request is made, in the scan or C-scan algorithm, then the request goes to the ends of the disk, either in the left or in the right. When it will touch the end, then it will move in the other direction. But in look and see look, it does not need to move to the ends. That means it removes the arm stickiness to the ends. So these are the different algorithms that we use for scheduling of the disk, and these algorithms we will discuss in the later video. Till then, thank you very much. If you find any problem in the disk scheduling concept, then you can contact me on my contact details. Thank you very much.